All right, hello everyone. This is Crota. Let me make sure I am recording. Yes, I am. As we go into game one in a series between Nicker versus Warchief Rich. We see game one taking place here on Amazonia. We have Nicker spawning as the teal Night Elf player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we have Warchief Rich spawning as the orange Night Elf. Now, this was taken from Agalord Cup, and it really looks like the Warcraft 3 community has stepped up in terms of overall replays. And now, since the Zotac Cup has been retired, there's been all sorts of new cups to go ahead and replace it. So yes, there have been a little bit more replays out there for me to cast. Definitely appreciate that. Once again, I apologize to all you StarCraft 2 fans. I'm sure there is plenty of StarCraft 2 casts out there. If you guys are looking for it, I wish I could cast StarCraft 2. It's just that I'm not getting the same quality of replays, and it's very, very difficult to really determine any source of meta in the game unless I am casting those top events. Now, as you guys can see from the chat, it is going to be a Demon Hunter versus a Demon Hunter matchup here on Amazonia. And really, Night Elf versus Night Elf was perhaps one of the most luck-based matchups back in the Reign of Chaos days. The reason being is that it was really determined by what types of item drops you had. Back when one player could get a Fell Beast and the other player could get a Stone Token, that just really made things bad for the player who got the Fell Beast, since the Demon Hunter was already immune to mana burn. But there has been a significant amount of change since then. All right, we're looking at the Ancient of War. The Ancient of War should be doing a little bit of healing here in just a moment. Meanwhile, let's take a look down over here. Wisp are all traveling all across the map as the Demon Hunter is finally out on the field. Nicker's Demon Hunter will quickly take down this rogue creep camp. Meanwhile, this is a true mirror match in every sense of the word, as the Renegade Wizard is going to fall down here as well. Ring of Protection +2 picked up by the Demon Hunter, a rather high armor hero now, and Ring of Protection +2 is one of those items that is actually very good on a Demon Hunter. The reason why is because so much of the Demon Hunter's versatility is all wrapped up in the fact that it does have high armor. Now, the higher armor value you have, that less Moonwell mana you will be using in order to mitigate that damage, because you are taking less damage as well. Demon Hunter unable to get into that one gap in between the trees. Nicely played there, as Nicker hiding that Wisp pretty much in a forest, so to speak, unable to get chased. Now, back over here, we are teching the Tree of Ages by both sides. This is a true mirror match once again, as the Demon Hunters do a chain 1-2 mana burn, and whoever gets the next mana burn, I believe, should end up coming out ahead in terms of overall damage. Back over here, we can see the Hunter's Hall has been placed down, and we should perhaps be going into Ancients of Lore as soon as the Tree of Ages is done in the next 2 minutes. Demon Hunter needs to pick up Boots of Speed. It looks like he's going to be shopping for the boost speed. No, just a Dust of Appearance, as we see now a Reveal come in. Nice use of Reveal as the mana burn does go down. There's another mana burn as well. Both sides getting in an additional mana burn. I did not think that was possible there, but the natural mana regeneration really allowed for that to happen. All right, Huntress is now joining in on the fight, and oh, the Huntress actually paths his own archer, giving extra experience to Nicker. Nicker really benefiting from that. Nicker still looking to get up enough Moonwells. We're seeing that 23/30 supply. Down over here, 28/40. Nicker is slightly higher, as we're looking at the Demon Hunter now looking around for where that possible Demon Hunter is. The Demon Hunter has been doing a bit of creeping, and it looks like they are going to be doing a little bit of catch up here. Let's see how much experience both of these Demon Hunters have, and it is pretty much neck and neck at this point, as the Huntress is trying to get some extra glaive bounce damage onto the other units. However, the Huntresses are coming in together, and this is actually going to become really bad. Nicker, all of a sudden, oh, let's take a look at this. Are we going to perhaps see Dust of Appearance used? No, no Dust of Appearance used, instead going after the Troll Trapper. 3 Shadow Melded units and 1 Shadow Melded unit here. Oh, unable to steal the kill there as the Huntress is now looking to back off. No use of the reveal off the Goblin Laboratory. We are hiring a Goblin Shredder, though, by Warchief Rich, which does feel just bad for lore whenever you see a Night Elf player cutting down trees. Demon Hunter still looking around here. You can see Wisp still hiding off down over here as well. We are taking a look at where these Huntresses are going to be traveling to, as both players now try and regain their footing. A little bit of a lull in the game here, slowing down in terms of pace, but we are going to be getting those Ancients of Lore that I mentioned. You can see Warchief Rich and Nicker, both of them setting up Ancients of Lore. You can see both of them setting up in similar places on the inside of their base, right by their gold mine, since they do not want that to be lost. A quick loss of the Clarity Potion there by Nicker, as Nicker being forced to use another Clarity Potion. That is not very good at all, as we now see Nicker getting a second Ancient of Lore. Meanwhile, Warchief Rich decides to change things up and now tech to Tree of Eternity. Will the Tree of Eternity make that big of a difference? Perhaps getting bears that much faster is going to be very helpful. But on the flip side, having a lot of Dryads or having a lot of tier 1 bears could be beneficial enough, especially if you can catch it right at the timing. You are not going to be seeing... Wait a second. What is this? Keeper of the Grove? Warchief Rich has now trained up Keeper of the... or has brought out a Keeper of the Grove, and we now see 2 Keeper of the Groves. 2 units that you don't normally see very often, but this may be a new change in the meta. Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove. The Keeper of the Grove is intelligence based, so it is very mana dependent. But if the Keeper of the Grove can perhaps land an entangle on a Demon Hunter and get a surround, almost a surround there, as the Keeper of the Grove now trying to give chase. The Keeper of the Grove perhaps should be going after the Huntresses instead. That Keeper of the Grove entangle does last a bit longer on units, allowing you to get all of that important damage to try and finish it off. Back off over here, Ancient of War now going after this Rock Golem creep camp. Huntresses are going to be very fast about taking out the Mud Golems and now going straight to the Rock Golem, wanting to make sure that slow is not cast on the rest of the units. Now, it looks like Scroll of the Beast, which most likely will be sold, since Scroll of the Beast is really not that useful for Night Elf player, but this is a Creep Jack coming in as the Ancient of War now having a bit of problems. It's taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Goblin Shredder even being brought over as well, so the Demon Hunters are battling against the other Demon Hunters here. Level 3 on Warchief Rich, and it looks like Nicker is going to be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Oh, there goes one, and are we going to see another? The Huntress gets taken out as well. A huge loss, as we now see the Ancient of War loss there. Alright, Warchief Rich down to Warchief Rich at level 3, level 1. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 1. The Demon Hunter still sitting at level 2, not yet quite up to level 3. And that is a huge setback. That Demon Hunter not able to mana burn nearly as effectively as that level 3 Demon Hunter, only depleting 100 mana, as the units are now in full regroup phase. That Goblin Shredder adding in that little bit of extra damage was really what tipped things in favor of Warchief Rich. Warchief Rich now going after this Goblin Merchant Shop creep camp. Coming back around, we are looking at the Keeper of the Grove sitting at about 170 mana. The Demon Hunter still not yet at level 3. Really needs to work hard to get there, as we're looking at a Druid of the Claw now being brought over. Alright, Rejuvenation on to that Demon Hunter. That Demon Hunter going to regenerate a lot of hit points over time. He is stunned, but he doesn't really care. Now going after the Kobold Tunnelers, as we see a quick Staff of Preservation, sending back the Keeper of the Grove, perhaps picking up a Clarity Potion. No, picking up an Orb of Venom, and I'm surprised that the Keeper of the Grove picked up the Orb of Venom instead of the Demon Hunter, for a number of reasons. Why? I think the Keeper of the Grove could have gotten to level 2 right before the last creep camp. We also see the Keeper of the Grove could easily... Oh, wait, what's this? The Keeper of the Grove is going to hold on to that Orb of Venom, giving that damage over time onto that poor Sasquatch. Meanwhile, more units are going to be falling here. There's level 2 finally on the Keeper of the Grove. And are we going to be seeing Thorn's Aura? I don't believe so, since we only have Well, Thorn's Aura would actually be really useful for those bears, and yes, it will be Thorn's Aura, as the Keeper of the Grove here does have Thorn's Aura as well. So it's going to be Dryad's Keeper of the Grove's Thorn's Aura, a very common strategy in this Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match. 183 mana versus 169. Nicker needs to back off here. Oh, there is a Sentry Ward. There is a second mana burn, as the Demon Hunter a little bit low on life, but still able to escape, looking pretty strong. Keeper of the Grove still sitting at level 2. Meanwhile, we are coming back around. Ancient of War finally creeping out this Rock Golem creep camp. The bears are all in position, and the bears do have mastery training. Don't quite know why they are not in bear form, since that would be very, very strong. All right, there you go. 1 bear, 2 bears. Are we going to perhaps see a third bear? No, not a third bear yet. There's the third bear. So we are engaging 3-on-3 with those bears, as the bears are... No, one bear, gets taken down. There is another entangle. 1 bear lost while in druid form. A new bear now coming over from Warchief Rich, as Warchief Rich... casts... rejuvenation, only to see it taken down at the very last moment. You can see very low hit point Dryad now on the run. Is it going to be able to do much of anything? Now getting some extra damage onto that Druid of the Claw. That damage over time really does start to add up after a little while, as the Keeper of the Grove, is it going to be able to get off an entangle? No, not enough mana, as the Demon Hunters are now battling it out. So far, that Druid of the Claw very low on hit points. Scroll of Town Portal now burned in order to get out of dodge, and there goes an orange bear just before the Scroll of Town Portal goes off. Warchief Rich, level 3, level 2. Meanwhile, Nicker sitting at level 3, level 2, I believe. Yes, level 3, level 2 as well. Does have rejuvenation, and things look like they're going pretty well for Nicker at this point. If we're looking at Warchief Rich, yes, he is down currently 5 supply, and that's with him already training up a bear and a dryad, so he is overall down by a lot, when you are also considering that pretty much right now, Nicker is not training up any units. Down over here, let's see, this Renegade Wizard Creep Camp should get cleared out here in just a moment, but in comes the Druid of Keeper of the Grove, and also that Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter trying to do a little bit of flanking, not really working, and we are looking at a Druid of the Claw taking a lot of damage over time still. The Druid of the Claw finally able to break free. Is it going to engage well? You see level 1, level 0. Meanwhile, level 1, level 1 on Nicker's units, and that is definitely helpful, as more and more is getting picked up. Dryads and Demon Hunter now working together. Perhaps they're going to do a little bit of a flank here. Ancient of War has taken a bunch of damage, and here we go. We could have a huge flank from behind, and it looks like that is going to be the case. The bears are now coming in from the north. Druid, Keeper of the Grove, Druid of the Claw, and Demon Hunter. A quick mana burn on both sides here. No more mana whatsoever, as we are now going after those bears. We should start seeing Staff of Preservation saving those lower hit point bears. There goes another one. Rejuvenation on another. Abolish Magic to try and stop all of that healing. Another Staff of Preservation, but it looks as though 1 bear will fall. Warchief Rich already up to level 4 and growing, as the bears are still fighting it out. Goblin Shredder now joined in on the fight, as the Keeper of the Grove has perhaps suffered a bit too much damage. We could see another entangle, another Thorn's Aura, and the Thorn's Aura could deal a tremendous amount of damage, as we now see Warchief Rich finishing off many of Nicker's own bears. Nicker now in a little bit of trouble, a little bit of hurt. 49 over 60 compared to Nicker's 43 over 50, and that is with double bear production. That is definitely bad news, especially if the Demon Hunter can get any more damage. All right, let's see. Going after the Demon Hunter, level 4, level 3, Nicker gets a Staff of Preservation and saves his own Demon Hunter at the very last possible moment. All right, Druid of the Claw and Demon Hunter, both of them with the Staff of Preservation. Perhaps we will see a Moonstone be used as well to try and fill up all of these Moon Wells and be able to deploy and fight again another day. The Keeper of the Grove now looking to back off. You can see a whole bunch of Druids of the Claw here. Demon Hunter now making its way over. Keeper of the Grove will get to level 3. And with this, the Demon Hunter will stay at level 4, but get about more than halfway to level 5. Keeper of the Grove just now getting level 2, entangling roots. It does do a little bit more damage. The Thorn's Aura could have been helpful as well, but I don't know how helpful it really could have been. Let's come back around. Let's see, the bear is now making its way in. It looks like it's going to just run on into the top left, clear that creep camp pretty easily, as we are now sitting at 2-1 upgrades for Nicker. Meanwhile, the bears over here by Warchief Rich, are they upgraded at all? I believe 1-1, and that is it. Not much to write home about, as we're going to finish off this creep camp here. All right, there goes the last enforcer. Level 4 now on the Demon Hunter. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 3. We can see creepy now on the bottom right-hand side in addition to the top left. And these golems could get taken down very, very quickly. There is that clap as well, as there's a quick boulder to the head for that Keeper of the Grove. All right, Keeper of the Grove getting some extra magic damage or poison damage onto a rock golem. It gets taken out. As we now see the Keeper of the Grove also bringing Brilliance Aura to the table. That is going to be extremely strong, as the Brilliance Aura should help the bears tremendously. Oh, very, very low hit point rock golem. There it goes, finally getting taken out. Level 4 now on the Keeper of the Grove, and we could see an entangle here on that unit. Are we going to see an entangle? Yes, we are, but no, we don't. We only see one very, very quick, excuse me, transformation or just turning into the Druids of the Claw. All right, this Druid of the Claw, very low on hit points, gets quickly taken out. Orange versus teal, and I'm not quite sure who has the advantage yet. You can see that there is one Druid of the Claw that's currently not engaging there, and now we see another hero getting not engaged. Demon Hunter now sitting at level 5, as the other Demon Hunter was Staff of Teleported home, I believe. No, I don't see it. Or is that it back over here? Wow, two very low hit point bears have just stayed back and really enjoyed the show so far, as the Demon Hunter now tries to get in front. Staff of Preservation saves the unit again, as the bears are now all in full retreat. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 3. Meanwhile, off over to the north, Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove, and Dryads are all down here as well. This is looking like an even game so far. One bear out of position. Meanwhile, I believe that is a ward. No, that's an Ancient of War. There's the ward there that was just lost. And can this Keeper of the Grove Demon Hunter combination pull itself together to try and get the victory? Let's take a look. 47 over 60 compared to 59 over 60. Warchief Rich definitely has the lead, and he is going to try and press his lead with a much stronger army. All right. Demon Hunter now making its way to the bottom right-hand side. Ancient of War. Quickly taken down. We see bears. We see Keeper of the Grove now all working together. Meanwhile, down over here, the Keeper of the Grove is trying to heal up the rest of his units. And is this going to work? You can see that really there's not that many AoE damage Night Elf heroes. They're all better single target assassins to try and slow down. There is an entangle, and now all we're getting into is a giant, massive battle with bears. All right, the bears are now backing off. The Demon Hunter really benefiting from that miss, the miss rolls and the dodge, as the Demon Hunter is still going after all of these units here. All right, we can see a couple of meat wagons. The meat wagons may be actually the biggest part here. If he can actually take down the meat wagons, there is really not much left in terms of damage of these other remaining units. Staff of Preservation saves a unit. Staff of Preservation saves another. All right, Keeper of the Grove now seeing that level 5. Level 5 Keeper of the Grove. Let's continue this fight here. It looks as though, yes, another bear will get taken down. We could see another third bear taken down here. And yes, it is going to get taken down as well. And now all we have left is the Keeper of the Grove with a surrounded party. And that, I believe, is going to be GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1.